Hello guys, this is Keyapp, platform for app analytics and app keyword promotion. Before watching this video, please subscribe to our channel to get all the news about App Store optimization, keyword promotion, and of course to get some updates from our service. Also, if you like this particular episode, please leave your likes and comments. We really appreciate this, and this makes us to create even more video content for you. Actually, today it is a new episode of Keyapp Academy, and we will discuss App Store optimization for Asian countries and particularly for Japan and Korea. If you visit our blog, you can find this information in text format in our recent article. So let's start with the main theme for today. And basically, first of all, I would like to mention some points why you should think about app localization for Japan and Korea. First of all, both this region have high spendings per user. So while you optimize or localize your application for these markets, you can get higher revenue. And the second point is that both Korean language and Japanese language are one of the most widespread in the world because of the amount of users who use both Google Play and App Store in these countries. So let's start with Japan. And of course, when you localize the application or optimize an application, the first step you may do is keyword research. And when we are talking about your native language or English language, it is completely understandable how to proceed with the keyword research for some popular languages, which do not require some special knowledges of hieroglyphs, for example. So when you optimize an app for your native language, for any European language or English one, you can use, for example, Google Translate or some other tools from SO services to get the keywords. But what to do with the Japanese keywords and how actually get them for your application when you do not know the language? Of course, Japanese is considered one of the most difficult languages in the world, and that's why sometimes developers hesitate to optimize or localize the application for this country. But anyway, even if you do not know the language, it is important to remember some facts, such as that in Japan there are four main writing systems, and among them are hiragana, katakana, hieroglyphs, and romaji. So when you gather the keywords for your application and check, for example, the popularity, you may use Google Translate, get the translation in Japanese, and understand that basically the keyword you expected to be popular is not so popular according to the popularity score. And in most cases, this has happened because of different writing systems. So actually, this fact influences the way you gather the keywords for your application and of course the positions your application has, because even if the keyword sounds the same in both writing systems, for example in hiragana and katakana, two mostly used, the app list for these keywords, the search list, may be completely different. And let's check what I mean. So here I entered the platform, my keyword section, and actually, as you may see, I have added an application for Japan. This is puzzle application, puzzle game, so basically the most relevant keywords will be the same. And of course, when we gather the keywords for the app in Japanese, we can try adding the keywords in English, and basically I would recommend to do it when in one column you add the keywords in English or in your native language, just to understand the translation of the keyword written nearby in Japanese. And basically I decided, of course, to put most popular keyword for this game, it is puzzle, and before I add it to keyword research or to promotion campaign, I need to get the translation. Here you may see that I have added two keywords in Japanese, but they are written in a different way. So what's the difference? The difference is that the first keyword, this one, is written in hiragana, and the second one is written is katakana. So basically, as you may see, it is one keyword, it is puzzle translated to different writing systems in Japanese. And what is important to mention here is that although the keyword is the same and in Japanese they sound the same way, actually they are only written in different way, the rank of application are different. So when we put in the search list the keywords written in different writing systems, the search list will differ, and here is the example. So for one writing system keyword, the application occupies top 3, and for the second one it is already the 6th place. And the same actually with keyword popularity and traffic. They differ, and some of them are higher, some are lower, and actually it is because of different rating systems. The same we can observe actually on Google Play. Let's check the search list. Here I put the keyword puzzle written in hiragana, and here is the search list for this keyword. Actually, this application is the first, the second, and so on. And now let's check the search list for the same keyword puzzle, but written in katakana. Here it is. And you see that the first place, second place are occupied by completely different apps. So when you gather the keywords for your application, the first recommendation is to gather the keywords in English or your native language, then in hiragana, and then in katakana. And the main question which can be here is which writing system is used by Japanese people when they are looking for some apps. Basically, if to read some information provided, for example, by Desk, by Sensor Tower, mostly Japanese people say that they use hiragana when they would like to find any application, and of course it should be noticed by you when you optimize an app and create the app title, subtitle, fill in the keyword field, and of course when you create description. And if we have already started to talk about text optimization, when you optimize an app for Japanese, I would recommend to check all the machine translation you do, for example, with Google Play, with some dictionaries, because actually different words may have different meanings, and when Google translates some type of sentence, it may translate it the one way, but actually according to the dictionary the meaning may be completely different. But if to be honest, Japanese optimization, Japanese language has pros as well, and basically it is important for App Store when you add the keywords to keyword field, because one word may consist of 8 symbols in English. In Japanese, it may be only 2-3 symbols, and in such a way you can save the place for other keywords to add. And let's continue with visual optimization. Some important things to mention is that, first of all, it is important to remember about some beliefs connected with numbers which exist in Japan. Try to avoid such numbers as 4, 9, and 13, because for Japanese people they have negative meaning connected with death and suffering. And when we are talking about some screens and icon optimization, for Japan it is better to optimize and localize all the characters on the screenshots and put, for example, Asian models as it is done in this application. As if to check the same app for the US, you may see that some European models are added to the screenshots. One more important thing to mention is that Japanese people is not so focused on minimalism as people in West countries. For example, usually when you create the icon and screenshots for your app, you may try to make them minimalistic and simple to put there only the needed details for the users about your application. But in Japan, people are used to collecting all the information they need in one place, and that's why do not be afraid to put all the details about your application in the screenshots, as well as some written information, as minimalism may distract actually Japanese users. And let's continue with South Korea. If to analyze some information, some graphics provided by a Statista Sensor Tower, South Korea occupies the fourth place in the list if to analyze the developers' revenue. Higher are only Japan, US, and China. For localization into Korea, the Seoul dialect is used as the official language of the country, and many App Store optimization specialists believe that Korean users use hieroglyphic writing, but this is not true, and what seem to be hieroglyphs are letters combined into symbols. And of course, the first recommendation we can give when you proceed with text optimization is to combine both English and Korean keywords in your keyword research, and sometimes even in text creation, as basically most Korean people know English and may use it to find the needed application. One more recommendation when you proceed with app localization for Korea is to translate your application into Korean. It means that you need to translate not only the title, description, some phrases on the screenshots, but to translate the application inside as well, as this will influence the conversion rates and the rating and reviews the application gets, because when Korean user see that all these things are translated, they expect that inside the app will be translated as well. One more interesting thing which can be noticed on Korean, both Google Play and App Store, is that the application brand name is translated by most developers as well. So here, as an example, you may see that Uber Eats is written like Uber Eats in English, and here is the translation of the brand name to Korean, and basically it is so widespread on Korean market. Let's go to Tinder, for example, and they do the same. So they translate the name, and if your application has brand name, you can do the same. You can leave the English name, which is known by your users in some other countries, and you can translate the brand name to Korean. Also, Korean people really value images that have a Korean feel to them. So when we are talking about app icon, app screenshots, try to use, for example, for games, some Korean characters on the screenshots. And when we are talking about apps, of course, try to localize the screenshots as well and use Asian models instead of people of West countries. So having animated elements or Asian models on your creatives makes them and your application in general more appealing to Korean users. So that was the main information about app localization for Japan and Korea. We would like to share with you just in a couple of words, but anyway, more information you can get from our article at our website in blog. And if you have any questions about app promotion or app store optimization, please contact our support team and we will happy to assist. Get top positions in the search with Keyapp.